And we are starting, so good luck to the players. We have the Portuguese Tech Cup, the loser bracket semi-final 2. So it's now really do or die for the players. We have 4 players that will fight it out for 2 spots in the loser bracket final, and then afterwards they can play the consolidation final against the losers of the winner bracket final. So can they make it or not? That is the question here. So the loser bracket final is of course in between them. Between both of those things, because from the loser bracket final you drop down to the consolidation final, but of course you still have a long way to go. So we have Txitxolina, we have Joris, then we also have Yekcosdo and Netic playing for 2 spots in the loser bracket final. The other semi-final is played out at the moment at the exact same time, and I can read that out to you. Who's that? Who's in there? We have Jaffer playing there, as well as Bonifacio, Apricity, and Macaroni. So Macaroni made it pretty far, and nice seeing that. And they are playing it out there as well, match number 10. And good luck to the players. We have 1 warm-up beforehand. Of course, there's still the 4 maps in the map pool, and 4 live rounds afterwards with a points repartition of 10, 6, 4, and 3 for the respective positions. Point was 100, and if you reach that 100-point threshold, you activate Finest Mode. With Finest Mode attached, you have to win 1 more round. But let's focus on the first round. Yekcosdo and Netic, the clear favorites of this one, I would say, are having a good start. Netic goes a bit wider, and Yekcosdo actually looks very good. Looks better than yesterday. They were also already matching up against each other. But Yekcosdo with a great line there, goes for the attack, also inside approach here, but Netic with more speed. Let's follow Yekcosdo for the last part of the track here, as we have only 1 more drift to go. Okay, Yekcosdo is saving it a bit. You could see the late drift there, where he really lost a lot of speed, but he still does it very nicely, and can eventually snipe it in the ending if Netic fails the ending, but that's not the case. 50.88 to start it off here. Day number 2, Yekcosdo on 2nd, Joris on 3rd, and then we have Txitxolina on P number 4. Okay, let me actually open up the maps here. And let's go into the next round. So Surdo, I think that's Death, right? Was it the map called Death translated? I'm just not learning Portuguese here in this competition. We have Joris and Txitxolina behind. Then there's Netic and Yekcosdo, as expected, again leading the round. Yekcosdo with an aggressive line, but had to readjust a little bit, so he lost a bit of speed while going for a very outside approach there. So he finds himself on 2nd place. Netic on 1st again, and he will get that here. A 50.19 is WR, and he drives another .80. So good time from Netic, taking home that 2nd 10-pointer. Yekcosdo on 2nd, and then we have Txitxolina on P number 3 and Joris on 4th, so they just swap positions. Yes, perfect. Then I am correct. So round number 3. We still have 1 more round after that. So Netic and Yekcosdo again with a very good performance here into this round they go. And Netic can maybe do that perfect match here. He was one of the contenders for me to also make it into the grand final. But right now he has to beat Yekcosdo here as well. I mean, the seeding doesn't really matter for it, but Netic really shows what he is gotten, what he is, what he can do here. And there are just some clear gaps again. Netic takes it. Yekcosdo on 2nd. Also great speed here from Netic. Look how far he jumps into the ending. But not the fastest time at 51.0334. And with that, he clears it again and gets himself another 10-pointer. And also Trackmania Esports with the raid. Hello, hello. How was the match? I couldn't really follow it, but also a nice cast from you guys. Great to see that. So make sure to check out Trackmania Esports. They're right now covering the Baltic Trackmania Cup, or the Baltic Trackmania League, more or less. I probably have to rewatch the match then, but it was a nice cast. So thank you, Bone, for the cast. And who else was actually, who was the co-caster? I was not really paying attention to the name, or I hardly have heard the name out of that. But great job there, guys. Keep it up. Nice to see that new Trackmania casters are coming in. And yeah, right now Yekcosdo's leading due to a mistake from Netic, who finds himself on 4th position. So that's the chance for Yekcosdo to grasp himself a great amount of points. But actually Txitxolina leading the round after a mistake from Yekcosdo here. Let's take a look here. Where is Yekcosdo? He's not too far behind though. But so Txitxolina goes for it. It was Quantum. Wait, really, was it Quantum? I hardly recognized him because he had a different mic quality there. I was thinking about it, but was it really Quantum? The microphone sounded a bit off to me, actually. Or, I mean, he was, yeah. I was thinking, is it Quantum? Is it Quantum? But then I was like, nay, that's someone else. But the mic quality was a bit different compared to other, yeah, instances where I casted with him, actually. Okay, it was early morning. Maybe that's the case. But usually I can distinguish between quantum and non-quantum, right? So I was actually a bit surprised that you said that to me. But great cast from both of you. So also nice seeing you, Bonnet, casting this match together with Quantum. Quantum, a great caster. And also you did great. So keep it up, guys. As we have the Baltic Trackmania League coming to an end today. We have the Portuguese Tech Cup being played out in the entirety. We are right now in the loser bracket semifinal, where we have 4 maps that will be played in a cup mode situation. And right now the standing after the first map are as follows. So Netic is leading with 34 points, Yekcosdo on 2nd, and then we have Txitxolina and Joris, who are rather new players, I would say, or like new players in the competitive scene, on 3rd and 4th position. So I will probably, or I will not probably, I will definitely rewatch that match. But of course, thank you so much for the rate. I really appreciate it. And also thank you guys so much for all the new follows. So we have one warm-up before we have 4 live rounds. And we're gonna go into the next map, which is Pronto, yeah? Pronto is the next map. Also a map from Anisado. WR from Maui. A 46.96. And let's see what the players can bring to the tarmac here on this one. So Netic and also Yekcosdo with the fastest start. Joris misaligning his line there a bit by not hitting the best apex. So he finds himself on 4th place and loses his gear there and a lot of time as well. So he will not play a role. Netic and Yekcosdo with a great fight though for 1st position. Netic right now 300ths of a second ahead. Roughly Yekcosdo with a good line over this part, but Netic with more speed due to that outside approach. Or outside exit, let's say like that, but there's still the ending that they have to clear here. Is Netic surviving it or not? This jump weight is really important to get yourself the best apex possible. And also you can either jump very low or go for a very outside line and jump very high into the finish. But Netic just decided to go, yeah, for a mixture of both lines. So a 47.55 is sealing the deal. So 0.6 away from WR, and he really shows out that he wants to not even win this match, but also goes above and beyond into the consolidation final eventually, because he still has to play the loser bracket final afterwards, and if he wins that, then the consolidation final and the grand final, if he of course wins the consolidation final as well. So there's a long way to go if you drop into the loser bracket once. There's so many matches that you have to play. Of course you should not have a fatigue to kick in, but of course there's only like, maybe in this match he doesn't really have to like focus or risk so much. Of course, if he wants to get that 1st position, but it doesn't matter because both players go into the same match afterwards anyway, the top 2. So, okay, next round, Yekcosdo and Netic leading again. So, old story here. But maybe it is Yekcosdo now getting himself that first 10 point. And Netic with a great attack, though. Let's follow Yekcosdo for the ending. It's not enough for him, bonking into the finish even. And with that, with the risk, he loses out on 1 position. And only on 1 position, but he barely missed that or he almost missed that finish again. But he still stays ahead of Txitxolina. So Yekcosdo pulling a Yekcosdo there. And risking the finish. And loses out on 2 points. Whoa! That's called karma. Karma, Yekcosdo. We don't say the M word, the MF word here. Wow, rude. But let's go to the next round. Okay, Yekcosdo on a deserved 4th position here, right? And Joris actually can snipe himself some points. So Joris not too far behind. Oh, 2nd place, yeah. Well, I can also curse, guys. So Txitxolina, 2 seconds behind Netic. But also makes a mistake here, so not the best speed. Can Yekcosdo snipe actually 2nd here? Yes, he can, but Txitxolina would not with the best approach. No! Yekcosdo eventually gets 2nd place in this round. He actually gets 2nd, even though he has made a mistake. I see the word game here. That's a nice word game. You know, last time I swear. If you put a comma there, last time I swear, or it's the last time I'm doing a swear word. Oh, I love that. I love that. Great word game there, Yekcosdo. I'm not sure if that was an accident or not, but that was great. Because a comma is changing the whole meaning of that. But whatever. Let's go into the next round. Yekcosdo, not with the best amount of speed in this line, or in this part here. And with that, he finds himself a little bit further behind. But man, Netic with 6 out of 7 round victories, and he can make it 7 out of 8. So that is a great performance from the TRT driver. And of course, his nickname reminds me of the Sor clan from Trackmania Nations. If you guys remember that, of course. And there were a lot of players with the Sor in the background, or like in the last part of their name. And he takes it again, a 47.65. Then Yekcosdo on 2nd, and Txitxolina ending up on 3rd. And then we also have Joris finishing, but only on 4th, 10 seconds behind. Yeah, all those Sor players usually have a Trackmania Nations background. I mean, I have to think about Dropsor, a fellow, yeah, a good guy, and also like a frequent watcher of my Twitch stream. He's also playing, or used to play, Trackmania Nations. I'm not really sure if he still does it, but I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it is great. It is great to see that. And now we have map number 3. So we have 2 maps from Anisado and 2 maps from Silky. And is that Sosad? Saudat, I mean. Saudat. Wait, what did that mean again? Was that Sehnsucht? Was it the Sehnsucht map? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was. And we have one more map before we have 4 live rounds. So it is looking good for Netic, or he can close it out here. He just needs to have 1 2nd place and then 3 1st places. He should not get that 2nd place in the last round of this map, else he cannot close it out in finest mode. But of course, point number is 100. So good luck to him. 45.92, actually a good time here, due to the difficulty of this map. WR is a 0.15, but we've seen a lot of huge gaps on this map, and we can also see the gaps in the local records, on the world records, where 11th WR is the time that goes under 46, but then the others didn't even scratch the author time. So this map is not easy. So good luck. 3rd map is coming up. And let's see who will take it in the first round. Yekcosdo with a great start though, but didn't accumulate as much speed as Netic, so he went for a more outside approach. So he finds himself in 2nd place. Great approach, or great transition from Netic. But here had to release a bit, and here can either go for a no jump line, or just get yourself that most speed possible, and of course then jump. Both lines work like a charm. But right now it's Netic winning this one again. Also, Yekcosdo had to release. There was someone, yeah, jumping. I think that was a Joris. That looked funny, actually. That looked funny, where he jumped over that half-pipe block. But he's still able to finish, I think. Yep, because the finish timeout is 20 seconds. Boop. Yeah, Netic is looking really strong. Exactly. He's looking really strong. Okay. Okay, Joris with the first mistake here goes for the respawn. Sometimes a bit better to go for a respawn, because then you just have the speed to work with, and you can somewhat predict the turn, what you did wrong there. So all is working with the muscle memory. Txitxolina on second though, behind Netic, and then we have Yekcosdo on third place after a small blunder that I didn't capture. He finds himself a little bit further behind. But of course 4 points would still come in handy, but you know, he needs more than that, because Txitxolina, with a good map, he can definitely overtake Yekcosdo here. So maybe the pressure is kicking in. We don't know. Netic on first, Txitxolina on second, coming 2 points shorter to Yekcosdo, and can maybe even claim himself that second place, because the pressure is of course rising, and especially with Netic being eventually, yeah, like through already, because he's at 94 points and is only a second place away from finalist mode. And you know, there's almost 40 points, 38 points to be exact, between second and first place. Now the 10-pointer, or afterwards the 10-pointer, is then up for grabs again. And if Yekcosdo just makes 1 or 2 more mistakes, then it is eventually Txitxolina who comes dangerously closer towards him. So it's all about your mindset and how you cope the pressure in this situation. But of course Yekcosdo is not inexperienced. He's a good driver, but he hasn't really played like a lot of competitions. He has played some. He has also shown that he's fast. But of course, pressure is always coped differently by players. Now it's Netic versus Yekcosdo for that first position. And we have Netic with a great line. Yekcosdo goes very inside though, but didn't transfer as much speed as Netic over this part. We had a better approach, and he denies another 10-pointer to Yekcosdo. But Netic also with a good time, another sub 46. Yekcosdo can only settle down on second place. And then we have Txitxolina and Joris. And we have a first finalist, which is Netic here. So good luck to him. He's still 38 points ahead of second place. Okay, so first finalist attempt for Netic. He should actually have it. I don't want to sound anticlimactic here, but he looked so strong through the entirety of the match, only losing out on one round. And Netic is already more than 1 second ahead, but he makes that no slide there. He comes, oh no, Txitxolina also with a mistake. So it's right now Joris who's chasing Netic down. So what a round is that? Oh, but Joris here with a wonky approach, and he cannot deny it. So maybe the pressure is coming into play there, and it's eventually Netic taking it here after a mistake from all players. Oh man, that is unfortunate for them. But Netic has it here with a 48.76. Great rounds. And he is through. He's the first player in the loser bracket final. So GG's to Netic. Definitely a deserved victory. So Joris gets himself a 6-pointer here. And we're gonna go to the next map. So now we have the last map of the rotation. That doesn't mean that this is the last map of this loser bracket semifinal, because we will go to the first map again, to the map from Enisado Surdo. But we have one warm-up that Yekcosdo is using to chat here a bit. Or restart connection. Okay, never mind. But of course he's just declaring that. So maybe we have a break. And on this map, on Bimos, the WR is a 51.28 from Maui. So fun fact, Maui has 4 out of 4 WRs on those cup maps here. So he looks to be the favorite, but also Aragon and Default looked super strong yesterday. Then we also have Damage and Netic. So we have a lot of great players who are playing in the Portuguese region, and a lot of newcomers who were coming into that, into this tournament. So it's great to see. So also thank you for them of asking me that. I'm always open for that. I mean, I had the most fun casting those events, especially if I just think about, because Trackmania Esports rated me, the Baltic Trackmania League. That was the most fun cast I've ever had. Like, it was so good actually. it was so great. And now we have this competition. I like the mixture between casual and, like, let's say semi-professional, professional gameplay. It's just very great. So thank you also for the organizer for asking me. There's also a Portuguese cast. And also hello to Mental Striders. So let's go into the round here. Of course, now we don't have Netic in this round anymore. So the 10 points are up for grabs. But right now it is Txitxolina. And that's what I was talking about. Txitxolina leading the round ahead of Yekcosdo. And with that he can come closer. But Yekcosdo not making that mistake there. And finds himself on first. And thus he will get it if he survives the ending, of course. The ending can be not that easy because you can clip everywhere, but Yekcosdo survives it and gets himself a well-needed 10 points to have some air to breathe. Or to get himself some air to breathe, let's say it like that. Okay. So 75, 57 and 50 points. Yekcosdo with a brave release there. Very late though. But of course it is all or nothing in this. Well, this look actually Yekcosdo's lines look super risky. He can use more track, you know? He can use more of that. Sometimes he can go a little bit more outside, accumulate more speed, and then also do maybe a neo slide here. Because this line was, yeah, like, it is me in a nutshell on tech. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. But it's me in a nutshell because I also find it very hard to find consistency on the tech maps. And tech is definitely not easy. So Yekcosdo's not doing a bad job. Almost Yo is missing the ending here. Yekcosdo on second. And then we have Txitxolina on third. Okay, what message do we have here? Turbo, just want to thank you for coming to cast our tournament. It helps out a lot and keep up the good work, bro. Yo, thank you, Netic. Thank you so much for that. But I'm doing that because I love the game, you know. This will not change. Also, when I have, like, more followers than that or more average viewers or concurrent viewers, this will not change. I'm always there to support the game where I'm coming from. The game that I love, the game that I'm playing for 12 years and right now casting for 2 years already, you know. It is just good to have that, like that we have a platform kind of where people know, okay, you know, Turbo is casting almost every weekend and I'm doing that with passion, else I would not do that. So it is what it is. And if there's a Portuguese Tech tournament and I'm interested in that, of course I'm casting it. That's how it goes. And it is Yekcosdo leading the round again. So he goes up to 91 points. Oh, almost misses the ending, but still enough for him to make it. So Yekcosdo on first. Then we have Txitxolina on... on third. Okay. There we go. So, Txitxolina really losing it, and also Yois overtook him. So that is a bit of a surprise for me. But of course, if the pressure comes in, then it can get hard to cope it. And we have Yois now with that early mistake. Yekcosdo in the lead. So, will Yekcosdo get himself a 10-pointer? Again, a very late release. He cannot really estimate those lines, and that is also really hard for me. Also, Txitxolina here with a misalignment of his line, and thus finds himself on the last. Yekcosdo on first, so he just has to hold it, and then he's finalist in that next round, in round number 17 on the map from Anisado on Cerdo again. So Yekcosdo just has to survive the ending. Will he go for the safe finish or for the risky one? I will go for the risky one. That's Yekcosdo style. Yekcosdo on first, and he is finalist. So, we're gonna go to the next one. And this is most likely the decider, right? Since it is Yekcosdo in finalist. And they have to deny him plenty, like multiple times to force the last map. To force the legendary round number 21. So warm up. Didn't know you play for Gamers Assembly? Ah, that's still the team, yeah. Well, I haven't changed that. Actually, can I have no idea about this team feature. They wanted to have that to like that I don't have to send them my data, like how many average viewers I had in a stream. But I actually don't care if they know that. But I don't know if I should have that or not. Not even sure what the teams are for. This is also such an outdated feature, actually. But nice that you're saying that, Kaspar. I think I should maybe change that up. So good luck to Yekcosdo, who's finalist. Can he close it out on his first attempt? Great start from Yekcosdo. So this is map number 1 again. And Yekcosdo looked super strong here. Txitxolina and Joris were struggling a bit. But of course, they still play very nice. They have 72 points and 69 points. So that is not only nice, but also a good amount of points against those players. So Yekcosdo looking very strong and is right now leading. Can he close it out, though? That is the question that evoked in my head. But it looks to be like that. He had to release a bit, but he's more than 1 second. Make it almost 2 seconds ahead of second place. And Yekcosdo can just take it easy here. Not risking the ending. And with that, he gets himself second place and first place in this round. So GG's, Yekcosdo and Netic. So the favorites of this match are through. But also Joris and Txitxolina haven't played bad. I mean, Txitxolina was in a close proximity to Yekcosdo throughout the halftime of the match. Only like roughly 10 points away. So good performance. But it wasn't enough to make it. Okay.